Hello, welcome to Global Chrysalis 2020. This is my vlog. I've been planning on this since 2020, because 2020 was a year for a lot of people across the globe to transform. And I will be talking about tools to transform as you go through difficult circumstances. Today, the topic is fruit. The fruit of my efforts. I suffered for a few years after my two little girls were born. I have a lot of kids. I'm not going to go into how many I have right now. But my youngest two are 11 and 10 now. And when they were born so close together, I developed double postpartum depression, which is an imbalance of hormones in the brain, because the pregnancy alters the hormones for a while. And not every woman that gets pregnant develops it, but if you do develop it, it can take up to 2 years for the hormones to stabilize again. I had been on antidepressants before, because my older two boys were about 21 months apart. They are now 22 and 20. It goes by decade for me, apparently. Anyway, I had this beautiful thing happen. This beautiful thing happened after something really difficult. See, my youngest, who is 10, was basically born with depression, because while I was pregnant with her, I was suffering the depression already. So I found out 4 years ago, that when you are pregnant, whatever emotions the mother is feeling, and I'm taking this from Joe Dispenza, who has researched the way your brain can become addicted to certain chemicals, and the chemicals are created by certain emotions. If you're experiencing certain emotions, your brain, if you experience certain emotions repetitively for long periods of time, for days, months, years, your brain literally becomes addicted to that chemical concoction of that emotion. And if you're pregnant, then those chemicals in your bloodstream are also in the bloodstream of the baby. So my child was born with depression. I can vouch for it, because for the first 3 months of her life, she cried for 3 hours every night. That was very hard. It was very hard for me to deal with, because I was already depressed myself. But this little girl, when she was about 4, I had begun learning how to, transfer the sense of peace or comfort, sense of ease. And she was having a night where she was a real wreck emotionally. And I just took her in my arms with the intention of transferring comfort. Well, we all kind of do that when you're a mom. You pick up the baby, but sometimes you're just not able to get yourself to feel that emotion, that feeling. Sometimes you're so stressed that you are just holding the baby because you feel like it's what you're supposed to do. When, in fact, you hold the baby feels your tension, and then it gets even more irritated, which is rough, so bear with me. Thankfully, I had learned for a few months how to just manage my own emotions, because she was 4, and I was through the roughest part of the postpartum depression. And I was learning to take my time and process my feelings and work through my subconscious thoughts. These are all things I will be talking about through Global Chrysalis, because these are things that I've experienced. Anyway, she is now 10, And as I started working with her to handle her own depression, because she used to say some really disturbing things. It's been 4 years since she talked like this, but at bedtime she would say she wanted to die. And that's not normal for a 5-year-old. It's not normal for a 4-year-old. But she did it for almost 2 years. So from the time she was like 3.5 till about 5, she was dealing with really tough emotions. And so I started working with her. I would sit down with her and I would guide her through just slowing down the breathing. Count the breathing. I made a mala for her. I would show you one, but of all the things I don't have right now, and I swear I'm always wearing a mala. I'm not wearing one right now. So funny. Anyway, I would sit down with her and I would have her count the beats as she took deep, slow breaths. And it wouldn't take her but like 10 breaths to calm down. And I started teaching her, that wasn't the only tool I taught her. I've taught her several different tools to use to manage her emotions. And I have a 17-year-old daughter, and she was giving me a rough week because it was a rough week for her. And I was off work, and I stayed in bed that morning, and I was crying because it was a lot to handle. And my little 10-year-old, she climbed in bed with me, and she said, "Mommy, give me your hands." And she guided me through some breathing. And she did some visualization practice with me. And she helped me center. And I was laying there thinking, it's incredible that now she's taking the tools that I've given her and she knows how to give them. But that's the fruit. That's the fruit I want to talk about. And I'm going to cry because it made me so happy that she knew exactly what to do in the situation. Not very many kids know how to handle hard emotions. And that's what I want to teach. With or without credentials. Just, if you want to know, I'll tell you what I know. Anyway, that is it for now. I hope you all have a wonderful night and a wonderful life in spite of everything.